So where did you go to middle school at, high school, elementary school? Where did you go? South side, east side, west side?
I'm a South Sider.
Okay. Okay. Born and raised.
I grew up on Hilton Street.
Okay.
Back in those times, it was like 3 black families on that street. So it was like, we were kind of well off.
Okay.
I went to Sheridan for elementary. I went to Hillman for middle school, and I went to Wilson for high school.
Okay.
And I graduated in 2005.
So tell me about Wilson. What was your experience like in high school? Like, what was Taneka like in high school? Personality-wise, like, what were you like?
Personality-wise, I was a very loving, caring person. I was goofy. I was always the baby of like my clique. I was a cheerleader. I was viewed as the spoiled girl. I was voted biggest flirt because all my friends were guys. I hated that.
So you saying you were or you weren't?
I was not.
Okay, so they just missed because understood.
Because all my friends were guys.
Okay, okay.
But I was very unique. I was the girl with the blue hair. I always had blue hair. That was my thing.
When the last time did you have blue hair?
It's been about maybe 2 years since I had blue hair.
Okay.
I kind of grew out of it. Now I love my blonde color. You know,
Okay.
I have it in now. That's my summer color. But
summer color. So you have, all right. So you have seasons for color of hair too?
yeah.
Or you just?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Every now and then in the winter, I feel Babydolish. That's what I call my blonde hair.
Okay.
So I'll throw on a blonde wig, which I like to wear wigs, because I get to change up my hairstyle real quick.
Okay. So you said you said you had afro.
I would have big afro, curly hair. I would have straight hair. I would have short hair. I was the girl with the big John flower. I would have the rain boots on and the furry boots, and I would mix prints together. I was so unique back then. People couldn't stand it. I was so different.
Right.
I was not rocking to nobody's trend. I was not doing what you wanted me to do. I dated the guy that was less popular. He was a drummer,
Okay.
choir boy, but you know, the standard back then was to be a cheerleader and date a football player, and I didn't want to do that. Like, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So
right.
My boyfriend, they used to call us Urkel and Laura.
Okay, all right, Urkel.
It's so funny though, but
Did he look like him? No, I'm just...
he actually dressed up like him for Celebrity Day. It was funny, he didn't
Okay.
look like him, but no, he was handsome to me. Like, I seen in him who he really was. Like, and it seemed like, you know, everything I touched, it became like amazing.
Okay.
In everybody else's eyes. Like, I was the girl with the brand new Cavalier.
Right. That was the thing back in the day?
I had an 04 and an 03.
Okay.
Brand new, fresh off the lot. Like, so I wasn't the most liked because a lot of people were jealous, but
right.
that didn't stop me. I
Right.
always just strive to be who I was. Like, I had my group of friends, but like I said, I was the baby in the clique. So they graduated before me, and then after that, I just became a loner.
Right.
I could fit anywhere, but I just refused to fit in a mold.
Right, right.
So,
which is something that, you know, our culture does now. They try to put you, well, you're just a hairdresser, or you're just a stylist,
and I'm going to prove to you that I am me. I am Taneka.
You're more than that. You're more than just one thing. And I try to explain that to people because they always ask me that.
Yeah.
Why do you do so many things? Like, because I have many passions.
Because I am talented. God made me that way.
Yes.
It's so funny that you say that, because some years ago, I was sitting in church and I was going through this phase of trying to figure out exactly what my calling was. Because at the time, a lot of people around me, they were graduating from college, they were buying houses, they were getting married, they were doing all of these things. And this was right after my divorce, or I might have been in the middle of my divorce from my daughter's dad. And I just felt lost. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
And God spoke to me so clear. It was like, I made you different for a reason. I made you want to have different hairstyles, to look different, to dress different, because I need you to attract a different type of person everywhere you go. And it made so much sense to me.
Right.
And it put everything into perspective. So
okay.
every day I wake up with the mindset of, tell me where to go, God. And I'm going to go and do what you want me to do. You know, sometimes I don't always do everything he says to do.
Right.
Because I'm human, but I live day by day.
Okay.
You know, there's things that I want to do in my life, but I have to allow God to lead it because he already read my story. So I can't expect to step outside of what his will is for my life. But yeah.
So going from high school into, you graduated in 05?
05.
So 05 to, what happened after you graduated? What made you go to the next journey? What was the next stage of that?
Once I graduated, I started doing hair.
Automatically, just off rip, or?
I went right into it.
Where'd you start? Where'd you go?
I worked at L&L, Anointed Hands.
With Derek?
Duffy. Yeah, Derek was there.
And Dez?
Sean and Dez. Dez used to tell us all his crazy stories about fighting bulls and all kind of crazy stuff. But that's neither here nor there. But I worked there. I was an assistant for Yvette, as I said earlier.
Okay.
And it got boring quick because I'm never stuck in one place. I'm always evolving, trying to do more. So I got bored being an assistant, and I went off and started doing my own thing and started working at Ryan's Chair.
So you went from L&L, Anointed Hands, to Ryan's Chair. What were some things you learned at Ryan's Chair that you couldn't learn, at the other spot you were at?
At Ryan's Chair, I went and I became an independent contractor, which is being your own boss within someone else's business for people that didn't know. But I had to learn how to manage on my own. Like, it got real. I had to start buying my own products. I was responsible if I jacked somebody's hair up on my own. And it was a loving atmosphere. Like, I had people working with me that wanted to see me grow.
Okay.
Like, I felt like I was able to sit back and watch. And I always tell people about that, being at Ryan's Chair, because I used to sit around and I would be the one with no clients. I had to take the walk-ins, and I had to do braids, which I hated doing braids, but that's what got me into the field. So I would take clients that nobody else wanted to do, but slowly but surely, each person would take me under their wing and mold me. I was still being an assistant, but I was more responsible for myself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I would assist for Marie sometimes. I would assist for Tasha Jefferson. She ended up being my big sister. And at that time, she showed me pretty much everything I know that comes to hair. Like the field, the business, taxes, everything. She even helped me find myself as a woman, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like a mentor.
Yeah. To this day, we're still really cool.
Okay.
I call her my godmom for joking.
Okay.
I ended up joining her motorcycle club, and that's where the name Babydol came from.
Babydol. So that's your alter ego?
That is.
Is that like Diesel to me, to you?
That's like the inner me, yes.
Okay, all right. All right.
Babydol is something else. Babydol is bold. Babydol is I don't know. It's so hard to explain Babydol. Taneka, I'll sit there and I'll think about what I'll say, but with Babydol, I'm gonna be like, I don't like it. You're dumb. Like, I'm gonna go after what I want and get it, and there's no stopping me. That ambition in Babydol is unmatched.
Okay.
But that's where the name came from. Being in the motorcycle club, I was the baby of Dangerous Curves.
And what year was that?
That was 2007. I actually joined.
Okay.
And around that time, Tasha opened up her shop, which was In and Out Beauty, and I ended up working for her there.
Okay.
So that was interesting too, because at that time I was pregnant with my daughter, and I'm like, ooh, what am I about to do this? stuff is getting real. I'm an adult now. I
Right.
just lost my grandmother,
Okay.
which was like my ace boo coon. She
Okay.
was the one that bought me all my tools and my supplies.
Invested.
She would sit in my chair every week. She would pay me. She would bounce checks, making sure I had what I had.
Invested into you.
Yes, I miss her so much.
Right.
But she was my first client. She would wear the silliest hairstyles, but she didn't care because I did it. You know?
Right.
I was her first grandbaby. I was her boo.
Okay.
But
So you went from that shop, Ryan's Chair, to the new one,
Beauty.
and then from In and Out Beauty to what happened to you during that phase after that?
In and Out Beauty closed for a little bit because the building got sold, so we moved to Imaginations.
Okay.
And that was about the time my daughter, she was maybe 1, 2,
Okay.
and me and her dad, stuff just wasn't getting it. And I'm like, you know, I want to do hair, I want clients, and it's time to get it. I'm done playing games, I'm done trying to make ends meet. I got to figure out a plan. So what I started to do was I got on my Facebook page, and I will always write for my signature, I'm a doll, XOXO.
Right.
So I'm like, I need something clever to get clients in. So I started putting, when to get dolled up, and then I would put my number. And I had the craziest number, it was like 6666 at the end. So
Okay.
like, it was easy to remember.
Right.
So I would just put, when to get dolled up, and I would write the number.
This was when you were still.
This was when I was at Imaginations.
Okay.
When we had to take that transition.
Okay. So what year is this now? This is like another
This
same
is
year.
2011-ish.
Okay.
I got married that year.
Right. So you was popping, or you thought you was popping.
I had this like boost of something just got in me. It was like, girl, you better get out here and it's time.
It's hustling
Go
time.
get it. I started learning different techniques back then. The invisible part with a quick weave was in. I would do a bunch of those. I was asking people to come in. I would do their hair for free. I would post every picture, and people was coming in left and right. A little bit after that, Tasha reopened,
Okay.
and she moved over on the west side on Raccoon Road.
Okay.
And I worked there with her, and then I came up with the walk-in Wednesdays, and I was still doing my little flyers and stuff, and you know, I got so motivated that I'm like, oh my God, this doll thing got to go to another level.
Right.
So me and my mom were standing in the kitchen, and I'm like, I call my clients my dolls. So what should I call my business? Because I kept saying styling and fade, and
Right.
that was so whack. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's something anybody could come up with. My mom was like, the dollhouse, and I'm like, dollhouse? Okay, that's cute, but I'm sure it's plenty other dollhouses. And she was like, no, the Dollhouse Salon. And I'm like, okay, I like that. And I'm like, how should I spell it? And then she said Houze, which was crazy because when I got to do my logo, God put this vision in my head of the doll in cursive because
Right.
I'm classy. The house was big and bold because it's my house.
Okay.
Given to me from God.
Right.
The Z, he wanted me to put a line through it to make it stand out
Okay.
because I'm unique and I do stuff my own way.
You do.
And then the O's had to have lashes on it because normally I got my long lashes.
Yeah.
And it has the daisies and stuff around it.
Okay.
And the guy that did my logo, which I don't know what happened to him, it's like he vanished off the side of the earth. He charged me $50 for my logo. And I'm like, God, why do you have me doing this? Because I don't have no money to open up shop. So
Right.
I don't know why you got me making logos and having
Preparing.
people doing stuff.
Preparing for you.
Registering my name and all of this stuff.
Right.
But okay, whatever you say. So he was like, write out how you want to look. It's so funny. If I show you these drawings, I still to this day look at them every now and then, cracking up like the pictures that I drew to send to him.
Right.
Because I'm not an artist. I'm not good at drawing at all. But he did it exactly like I pictured it in my mind. And from that point on, I started putting it on flyers. God gave me the vision of putting it on shirts. So I had shirts.
Right.
And the thing that really made my brand stand out was the decals on the car.
I just seen one the other day.
A bunch of decals, and my clients put them on the back of their cars.
You know what? It was funny. I just seen that last week when I was driving and like out here. I'm like, what they doing out here? When they was out here driving, and I seen it, and I was like, oh my God. Like, that's my girl, though. I had to say something, though.
Right.
I just told you, but I just saw it, the decal.
Yeah. And it's so funny because there's not a lot of them out there right now because a lot of people traded their cars in and stuff, and I kind of shied away from doing this on mine, but
Right.
that was the thing that really made people be like, what is the salon? Like,
What is it? What's the story? They want to know.
mm-hmm.
So you just gave us a little story about it. So how did you get, the transition from, doing that with Imaginations, whatever was going on with there, to you creating your own thing? What was the process of you starting your business and searching for, your next home for your business?
I knew that I was gonna have something. I started looking and everything while I was married, and nothing worked out because it just wasn't time. Me and my daughter's dad, we ended up separating and getting a divorce, and it was crazy because I started struggling a little bit. Like, again, like I went through this hard time. It was like it felt like a pitfall. Like,
Right.
I didn't know how we were gonna eat. I didn't had to get my car back. All kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
And then once I stopped worrying about it and gave it up to God and let it go, it seemed like everything started to fall in place. It was like impossible stuff. Like,
Right. What year is this now?
this is about 2012-ish.
Like 12, 13, or just?
Like 12 going on into 13.
Okay. So go ahead.
So it was crazy. I didn't have a car. My aunt called me one day and was like, Luby, we going out of town, me and Uncle Gene. I know you need a car to get back and forth to work and take the baby to school. Which car you want to drive? And I'm like, Malibu. I wanted hers because hers was a pretty white one. My dream
Right.
car. So she ended up giving me her car. I didn't know that was coming. I ended
Blessing.
up starting to do good at work again. I got approved for food stamps, which was a blessing at that time. Like everything
Right.
just started coming up for me when I just let go and let God. Started losing weight, started looking prettier and brighter. And one day God was like, go get your hair done in Warren. And I'm like,
Warren.
wow, I can do my own hair.
Right. Go to Warren. Yeah.
I ended up getting my hair done by a girl, and she was telling me about a guy that was selling equipment. And me and her had talked because she knew about the Dollhouse brand, and she seen it on my social media and stuff. She's like, maybe you should buy this stuff. This would be a jump start for you for your business. And I'm like, maybe I might do that.
Right.
So I called him, and the price was unbelievable. So I'm like, okay. I met the guy, I got the stuff. As soon as I left from there getting the stuff, it was like I heard God so clear. Like, it's so funny how God just speaks to you so clear in the most awkward moments.
Yes,
He
he
be like,
does.
oh my God, like, why now? Like, why can't you be here when stuff was going downhill when I was eating crackers and my daughter was eating chicken? Like,
Right. It comes when it's time.
But he
When
was
it's time.
like, go drive down to Lothian.
Okay.
It was funny because I looked at this building with my ex-husband at the time, and it was like, it was okay, but I just didn't have the equipment and stuff. I could have paid the rent there, but I didn't have no equipment. We didn't have no money to buy it. But like I said, it wasn't time then. So he was like, drive down to Lothian. I seen the building, I pulled in the parking lot. He like, go knock on the door. And I'm like, I don't want to go knock on the door. But of course, I had to go knock on the door. The man came to the door like, what are you here for? And I'm like, oh shoot.
Right. Right.
Long story short, I'm like, oh, I'm just here to rent this building. And he was like, what space you want? I'm like, I don't know. Like, just show me whatever you got. I swear, this building was so corny and whack looking. This little space on the side of this little brick building. I walked in and it was like the heavens was like, oh, like,
Right.
now you had that, like,
Right.
like, this is so cute. Okay. I'm like, how much you want for rent? And he was like, he told me what the price was.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, give me by next week and I'll give you a call. Now, I ain't had no money. Like, why am I telling this man?
Right.
Give me by next week and
Right.
I'll give you a call.
Right. And then what happened?
my best friend, my guy best friend, which is one of Cam's goddads.
Okay.
He just texted me randomly and was like, if you ever need anything for your business, let me know. And it was that moment where God was like,
Yo.
ask
Okay.
him.
Ask him.
I'm like, oh, well, I kind of did just see a building today because I never asked nobody for nothing.
Right.
I'm prideful like a man. Like, no.
Right.
I'm not asking nobody. If I don't got it, I don't need it.
Right. Right.
I'm like, well, I seen this building and I need half of the security deposit so I can start. He was like, all right, meet me on Sunday. I'm like, I still don't got the other half of the security deposit. God, why you get me doing all this stuff? Why I made over the security deposit. I really started off with like $300 from my own money.
Right.
And he contributed everything else that I needed. It was weird because I drove down the street and on the street it was a pink dryer chair. Like, even though I didn't end up using the pink dryer chair, but I stuffed that in my little Malibu. And that was like motivation. Like, stuff kept coming. Like, some guy came and did my work for me to tear down walls and everything. Because I had to do a lot of work in my first salon. But slowly but surely, Dollhouse got established. Found stuff on Craigslist for cheap. And it seemed like everybody that I met, they had been in business a long time. And they were really well off. And it was their starter equipment that they were giving to me.
Right.
So it ended up working out. In July 2013, I opened my first business.
Okay.
First person in my family to have an actual like storefront business. Like, it felt good. I was on top of the world. Me and my daughter were doing good. I was making good money. I could afford it by myself.
Right.
And nobody wanted to get paid back for, well, my best friend. He
looked out.
He looked out. God sent him to help me get what I needed.
So you had the Dollhouse salon and, you know, business is going. So what was the first few years like, you know, at your business?
First few years. It was good financially. Excellent, actually. But I started to get to the point where I started getting, like, blinded by money. Like, I would have my daughter in there sleep on the couch because I'm working from 8 in the morning all the way to midnight. Like,
Right.
people was calling. I was booming. Like, they wanted to get stuff done. I was having, like, $1,000 weeks. Like, I was doing really, really, really good. Like, I hired a friend, and I thought they see my vision, and they didn't. And
Right.
the way that I wanted to run my business and the way that they like to work didn't match, so I had to get rid of them. That actually was a friendship that was sad, letting go, but like I said, you can't mix business and friendship.
Right.
But after letting them go, things went pretty good. I worked by myself for a while. I was the one-woman show. I will have to let my clients know, like, listen, don't get mad because I didn't call you back. I'm busy.
Right.
From the time I walk in the shop, from the time I leave, I am going. Like,
Right. All day.
still trying to get my daughter together. Like, I got a lot going on.
All day.
So, but it was good the first year. Like, no complaints, but it was just me.
Okay.
So then, that next year, I got pregnant.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious, getting pregnant. That was something crazy because I didn't expect it. I swear my children are my morning babies because it seems like I've gotten pregnant after I lost somebody that was special to me. So
Okay.
my aunt had passed away. And in that August, they told me I had Lyme disease at the emergency. Come to find out, I'm pregnant with little Cam, my 3-year-old. I was on bed rest for 12 weeks altogether.
Okay.
I had to just stop working. It was just a shocker for me because working was all I know. I planned to work all the way until my water broke.
Right. Right.
Because I was that driven. But God was like, no, you're going to sit down. I need you to
sit
sit for a second. Because you overworking yourself, you're doing too much.